Hi friends, today I'm coming up with uh, a dish with yam, and it's called as Kaalan, and a very traditional dish of Kerala. And I'm just going right away with it without wasting much of a time. I have chopped about 200 grams of yam. I've removed the skin, washed it thoroughly, and I have cut them into cubes. Now I've heated the pan and I add 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, and this is the way I make Kaalan. A little half teaspoon of mustard, and I wait for it to splutter, and add a small pinch of hing. And yes, it started spluttering. I'm going to add the chopped yam. I put it in water so that it doesn't turn color. You can even add raw kai, which we don't get it at this place where I live. So I'm doing it with yam. Adding a teaspoon of turmeric, and just give it a salt. I'm using about 3 to 6 green chillies, not slit, full. I just remove the stalk and I add it to the yam. Give it a stir. Now add about 1 cup of water so that the yam gets cooked well. Now you can add about 3 to 1 sprig of curry leaves. Leave it to boil and allow it to boil. I put the flame into high, and we'll need to wait for 10 minutes for the yam to get cooked. It's 10 minutes now, and the yam or chena, which we call in South India, is nearly cooked. Now at this stage we add pepper. You have to use at least 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of pepper, because the pepper is the main ingredient. And then add about 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Chili powder actually you don't need, it's just to give a color. That's why I have added less, because we've already added green chilies and pepper. Pepper is the main ingredient. Now allow it to cook till the raw taste of the red chili and the pepper goes, and so that the yam will also get further cooked. Now lower the flame, and as it gets cooked, once the raw taste of the chili powder and the spices goes, now we'll have to add 1 cup of sour curd, which you should not add any water to it, but blend it well and make it you should never add thick curd into the hot pan, because it might tend to curdle more and the taste will differ. Yeah, now I'm adding 1 cup, nearly half liter of thick beaten curd, and allow it to stir it well and allow it to boil. And in case you want to use uh, thick uh, dish, then you need to now adjust the cooking of the curd. And if I like to use it as a thick side dish, so I'll be making it, that's why it's called as kurku Kaalan. And if you want it with little gravy to pour it into the rice, then you can make it a little with the gravy. Now I'm adding 2 to 3 teaspoons of salt. You can check and add later if you want. Now I'm slowly increasing the flame from low to medium and allow the curd to thicken, the gravy to thicken. Get a nice smell of the pepper, green chilli, curry leaves, and the thick beaten curd, sour curd. Allow it to boil and let it become thick. This dish you can actually, usually made in kalchattis, and you can store. You don't need a refrigerator to store this dish. You can keep it in the kalchatti. It stays without getting bad for nearly 3-4 days. You can get the smell of the butter, thick butter getting cooked, the curd. Add a little curry leaves. Wait for it to boil and get thickened. See it boiling. As the curd is getting thickened, we can make the masala. I've taken 1 cup of fresh coconut. The coconut is also a main this thing. You have to add, use at least 1 cup of coconut for this dish. Now you add, since I have already added chili powder, red chili powder, pepper and green chilli, you just need to add only a little 1.5 teaspoons of cumin and a little bit of curry leaves, and you need to grind it to a fine paste. Yes, the curd has got boiled and it's reduced in quantity. It has become a thick gravy. If you want to make it even thicker, you can wait for it to boil. We like it semi gravy. Now I'm adding the finely ground coconut with cumin. The quantity you can check in the description box. I'll be giving a detailed description. Now reduce the flame and give it a good mix. Now don't allow it to boil. After you put the ground coconut, you just have to wait for it to froth. So see, now you can see the froth bubble coming up and the froth. Now you just switch off the flame, and the next next thing is now garnishing. That is one of the most important this thing in this dish. Just heat a pan and about 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Allow it to just heat up. Then add 2 teaspoons of mustard, a little hing, 2 red chillies, 3 red chillies, a split, and curry leaves. Allow the mustard to splutter. You have to do for this dish. We need to do 2 garnishing. One is with the mustard, and then the next garnishing I'll be showing you. Don't switch off the video. There's the next one more garnishing for this dish. Now you can see the curry has become thick. Yeah, the mustard has spluttered. Now add this to the thing and don't turn the thing with a spoon. Now on the same garnishing pan you can add 1 tablespoon of ghee, and since the pan is already hot, you can add, I have ground finely powdered some methi seeds. So you need to add 1 teaspoon of methi seeds. You don't allow it to burn. Now switch off and allow the methi to get cooked with the hot ghee. This is the tip for this dish. And now you just sprinkle the second garnish onto the dish. Now from the side you can put in everything and allow. Don't turn the dish with a spoon. Leave it to cool. Allow it to cool and the gravy will nicely thicken. So now I don't need to transfer this to a serving dish because the garnish has to stay like that till the curry gets little cold. So just not to make the video too long, I've just placed it on my cooking dish. And please try this recipe. It's a very tasty and delicious traditional dish of Kerala, which we usually have as one of the items for Sadhya. And please try it and give me a feedback, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel if you have not subscribed my channel. Thank you.